What's going on, assholes? I mean, Kwangya juices or whatever. Oh, I'll buy the Kwangya and Kwangya 119 TNSs after this. All right. The market's starting to correct. The thing is, like, you can't catch them all. Like, if I would have caught that, even some of the price action in Uniswap, some of the price action in SushiSwap, and a little bit more of the price action in Yearn, I could have still gotten all that shit and had a bunch more theta right now. But you can't win them all. I just didn't lose money, and I managed to meet one of my primary objectives, which is maxing out my edge node. So, still a win. Like, in crypto, the price is going to move. Like, you make money on volatility, not on the price, right? Like, that's a long-term investment and all that bullshit. Anyways, look, I'm getting like bombarded. I'm trying to study. So, yes, dear, die, you a-hole. This is what she's telling me and all that bullshit and wonderful thing. Go summon all the devils to drag you back. You don't have you go away. You are what the fuck? Go summon all the devils to drag you back. Thank you for your opinion. Thank you for sharing. I'll take it under consideration. Uh, the hell are you talking about? I'm not sure. Let's sync up to be on the same page. Okay. Go away. I like you. Do you like me? Okay. So, and on top of that, look, I do not understand all you people not from America. One of my friends who I haven't talked to in a long while, who I helped get into tech, and she can actually do tech shit. She's like blowing up my phone because she like had some bullshit where she like didn't go into work because she had like a woman issue, and started flipping about like HR and all that bullshit. And I was like, look, if it really happens and they start talking about firing people, I'll just hire you a lawyer and all that bullshit. But they're probably not even they're probably lucky as fuck that it's just one day instead of like every one day every week because you don't understand. I keep telling people to get into tech because even though like Vice Media is shutting down because they started being woke. Woke is not the same as women in tech. They want you to think that so they can control it. Just like minorities in tech isn't the same as being woke in tech. It's a fact that because the inner city schools are overrepresented by minorities, dude, and I do not mean just black people. Look at what was that movie with Kimo from the 80s about LA with all the Spanish people who did calculus and all that bullshit. Stand and deliver. So like all minorities are overrepresented in the inner city schools, which are now being overrun by illegals. But they purposefully have been like making those schools not teach. So like of course you're gonna have if those schools are overrepresented by minorities, and then those minorities are not being given the same opportunities as other kids from higher demographics, there are going to be less of them in the system of tech, of STEM. It's a fact. It's a fact. All right. That's how they got to the point where they can rig elections because everyone's stupid and they can't audit bullshit. Anyways, so let alone, yes, if you are a white male, you're overrepresented in tech because of what I just said. If you're a male in general, you're still overrepresented in tech. If you're a female in tech, you'll probably never get fired unless you're like retarded because you're like an HR's nightmare if they ever try to do anything to you. Okay? So she's competent, or in my opinion, competent enough to hold that job. And they will never, ever, ever, ever HR you because you can do your job and you're a female in tech. So you're like an oasis. Every time they're like, audit, how is your DEI score? They're like, oh, we got a woman in tech, and she can do her job. we don't have to hire 2 other people to check her work. So don't worry about that bullshit. And God, I only even saw that message because Tiffany's blowing my phone. Not Tiffany's blowing my. What the fuck do you want? I just replied to you. Never just wait until the devil. Why do you? Why? She's so moody. She wants all of my attention, all of the time, all of the time. I can't just. Oh, all of my attention, all of the time. Never just wait until the devil is arrived. Okay, dear, thank you for your honesty. I'll try to remember that next time. Okay. Why the fuck would you yell at me and then not let see God, she does this she does this on purpose. She does this on purpose. She is so cunty. She wants to have the last word all the time. She literally started spamming me, allegedly, then got into a pissy yelling match with me, and then reported me for spam. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Do you want to know why this is really going on? While my overall views are still up, the trend has stopped because I stopped making female smut porn. So what that means is all the Tiffany bots and Indonesian, scissor sisters and, lipstick lesbians and all that bullshit who are upset that, every single dude they meet is effeminate and all that bullshit and they just want to get plowed and ignored and all that horse shit and be told, yes, dear, just put it on the credit card. I don't give a fuck. That's why I have a regular job. And all that horse shit. They just want to experience that because that's just female nature more or less. Because half the shit that I do is from watching James Cagney movies and shit like that. And reading X-Men comics from like the 70s and 90s and shit like that. Like, Tiffany's gonna be a little bit upset about this one. But the whole, like, open up emotionally to the super hot bitch you're fooling around with. You wanna know where I got that one from? Gambit. Gambit in the 90s comics. Because when my God, it's that stupid time. It was a stupid time my mom and dad were fighting, and look, like that lady who like just got sentenced to like 60 years for like the shit she did to her kid in Utah. Like, I don't want. I'm gonna get yelled at. Some of that shit allegedly is some shit I endured or whatever the fuck. Anyways, but that's because it's a cycle. Like, that lady in Utah endured that. That's why she thinks it's okay and all that bullshit, right? Anyways, what was I bringing that up for? Oh yeah. So it was that time when I was supposed to be in homeschooled, and my 2 older brothers were in public school, and my little sister, who was also being homeschooled with me, got her homeschool book lessons for the year. I didn't get any. I instead had to work, and that's probably why I got away with playing Final Fantasy VI the entire year, because I had to work a paper route with my mom from like 2 in the morning to like 9 in the morning and then clean houses and she's gonna get mad at me again and all that bullshit. But it was because my dad went on like a drinking tear and all that bullshit. Really what it was is it was 95 when the government shut down, and he was a boiler operator. So if the government shuts down, tell the boiler operators to go home, you're out of a job. So but try telling that to an angry Spanish woman, right? Anyways, so we were doing this paper route, and that was the time that like I don't know what happened, but my mom and dad got into a fight, like a massive fight, and then like my dad basically like left for like god damn it 2 months, and I remember being jealous. I was like, you can leave, why can't I leave? This is bullshit. uh and then so I had to like finish the paper route and all that bullshit. I guess that was my homeschooling for that year. But anyways, I guess my reward for working was that, God, this is gonna sound kind of lame, but this is back when they had quarter sodas, but you would get like the Shoppers generic brand sodas, and then so my mom would give me a quarter every day to get a soda, but then I would like store it so I could go buy a comic instead, and I would buy the X-Men comic because it was back when. Cause so what happened was X-Men, Rogue, like if you like fool around with Rogue, she absorbs your power. But Gambit was like super into Rogue, so he wanted to fool around with her anyways. He was like, it's totally worth it if she absorbs my power. I don't care. But then he fooled around with Rogue, and she absorbed his powers, and she went ape shit and started acting like him. And he was like, God damn it. I knew this was going to happen if she absorbed my powers. Because everyone kind of thought Gambit was a bit of an asshole, so then she started acting like an asshole. Um, and then, uh, uh, well, I got like, two comics because after 2 weeks, that became too expensive. And then my dad came back, um, and then I played Final Fantasy VI the entire year, and like in the basement, and everyone was like upstairs, and I heard them like cooking and doing things and watching Boy Meets World, and I was like, I'm gonna keep playing Final Fantasy VI. Like even though I beat the game, I'm just gonna play the game over again and look for hidden things I didn't get last time. That's how I learned about like the cursed shield and all that bullshit, and the paladin's ring and all that bullshit. Anyways, that's not important. What's important is the two comic books I did get about Gambit and Rogue. Gambit tells you how he gets Rogue because Rogue is kind of a bitch. So everyone who tries to put the moves on Rogue, it never works. So Gambit got Rogue to put the moves on him. So what he would do is he would basically sweet talk her all the time, and then he would like get her right to the point where like he would put the moves on her, and then he would like go outside in the rain. And then one day Rogue was like, Remy LeBeau, what are you doing out in the rain, standing in the rain? He's like thinking about my life and how tragic my life is and all these emotional feelings I have that no one can understand but me. She's like, oh, wait a minute, Remy LeBeau, is that why you stand in the rain? So no one can see that it's not the rain, it's you crying? And he's like, you don't know me, Rogue. And then they start fooling around and all that bullshit. I was like, that's perfect. That is the best move ever. That's why you should read comics. Or the old comics. The new ones suck ass. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. No, so, look, she's bothering me because her and her bots want... See, look, my impression click rates are going down. I don't care. I don't care. I do not care. I do not care. I gave up making money on the swings so I could just restake. So I could have time to study and do adult bullshit because you'll make more money on your career than you will in your crypto. I always say that. However, I knew this was going to happen. So I made a preview thingy for the next story thingy, female smut book porn that I'll make. I promise. However, calm down. Calm down. All right? Calm down. I'll calm down too, okay? So you have to calm down too. I'll calm down as you calm down. I will calm down. I will calm down. Holy shit. I'm calm. You calm down. Calm. Korean horny bitches. Middle-aged Korean bitches. Calm down. Middle-aged Korean bitches. Calm down. Calm down. calm down. Okay. Uh, okay. Uh, no. Calm down. Calm down. My turn. Okay. My turn. I'll talk now. Calm down. So the way this is going to work is similar to the Jonathan Colton thingy of one a day or whatever it is. I will do one female book smut porn story a day. Just like cold ice cream and hot kisses in Silicon Valley. Eh, eh, calm down. Calm down. I will do one a day. I will do one module of studying. I will look at some charts. I will apply for some jobs. And then I will make the female book smut porn for you all. That is free. That I don't want any money for. If anything, if you listen to any of my female book smut porns and you think to yourself you want more of it, the best thing you can do is go and buy Tiffany's music, so that way she will stop having to, well, you know what? No, I'll just get to support her more then. Calm down. I'm not doing this for the views. I'm not doing this for the attention. I'm not even doing this for Stephanie, although halfway maybe I am. I'm doing this because if I don't do this, they're going to keep on bothering me until I do it. And at least this way, they can, just like have a schedule of when they can like take their baths and drink their wine and flip their beans and all that bullshit. I appreciate it and whatnot, but like I'm busy. I have shit too. That's why I'm using AI. People don't want to believe it. I've been using AI since like 2016 for this shit. It's just databases. It's just databases and APIs and all that bullshit. So that's what we're gonna do. I will have one out later, probably around 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time or some shit like that. Okay. All right. Have a good day.